In the meantime, the following day we had a selection, the women. So again, the children's block was emptied, and there we stood, maybe 5,000, 4,000, 5,000 stark naked women in front of Mengele and his retinue. And I was somewhere in the middle, and I was watching this whole thing, trying to figure out how to do this with my cousin Kitty. And he asked two questions. How old are you, and what's your profession? Now all of a sudden, all these Jewish ladies were gardeners, dressmakers, and what else? There was one other thing. Nobody was a housewife, and certainly nobody was the wife of a bank manager. So since I was a dressmaker, designer by profession, I thought this is not original at all. Also, he didn't like scars on the body. I saw that. He didn't like people with glasses, because after a few minutes you realized immediately what's what. I mean, the good-looking, healthy ones were on one side, and anybody who had something wrong with her was on the other side. Now, I have a scar from an appendix, and I didn't look my best at this point anymore. And I figured if I tell him I'm a dressmaker, this is not original at all. So I frantically thought of what am I going to tell him. So I figured out an angle. When I finally got in front of him, he says, "We are 22. What's your profession?" I said, electrician. That stopped the whole show for a few minutes. And he says, "What, you? You can pull wires and things like that?" I said, "Jawohl, Herr Hauptscharführer." So he goes like this. Kitty was already there, and everybody was, it was a very good fight. All right. I thought, well, this is a joke. I mean, in this confusion with these thousands of people, who is ever going to find out that I'm an electrician? It wasn't all that far-fetched, because my father was an electrical engineer. And since I told you I always wanted to be a boy, I was always more interested in fixing something electrical than to play with dolls. So I had a vague idea of not putting a positive and negative wire together and blow up something. So I had a vague idea, but I thought it was original, and it served its purpose. But I thought, well, this is going to be forgotten. At this point, what came out was the business with being an electrician. We were moved to another camp. We got another Lagerführer. The Lagerführer was a man who wanted to do everything by himself. In other words, his slaves are going to do it. And somewhere in the papers, he found he has an electrician. And one day the call goes out, Franci Solar of the Kommandatur, and I get there, and he's sitting behind the desk and says, "So you are an electrician?" I said, "Yes, sir." "All right, I want this telephone prolonged. I want it at the other end of the barrack. Here's some wires." There was a spool of wires there. "Can you do that?" I said, "Yes." Well, I wasn't about to say I can't do it, but I thought I could do it, and I did. But there was no point in saying no. So I opened up that telephone connection, took a piece of paper. He left the room. And he left me half an apple on the table. So I ate the apple, took a piece of paper from his desk, and just copied with a red and black pencil how this thing was connected, how the telephone was connected, and connected the wires to it. I knew how to staple a wire. I pulled a wire. That barrack was maybe 100 yards long. Pulled it across the hole, stapled it to the wall, put that thing in the other room, connected it, and then I held my breath and picked up the receiver.
It was working.
It worked.